podcast was brought to you by the Tampa Bay Podcast Network.
Hello. It's Dawn Marie Mutel here with Life's Necessities and Luxuries. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Welcome. Did you know today is National Laundry Day? Now, I don't know if you're like me, but that's one chore that I don't like to do. And I'm sure you know many of us don't. But did you know that 30% wear their jeans more than 5 times before they wash them? Some people, Levi's was saying, don't wash them at all. Now, that's kind of gross if you ask me. But more than 5 times to me is like, especially with COVID going on, I wouldn't do that. But National Laundry Day, one of the topics that I wrote in my book, 151 Secrets to Master This Thing Called Life, is about home caring. And instead of saying, I got to do the housework, I got to do the house cleaning, blah, 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 I started calling it the home caring so that I'm caring for my home. And when I changed my mindset about it, it was really like a light bulb went off and it was like, oh, this feels so much better. And I did the same thing for the chore of doing the laundry, because doing the laundry is a chore and it's not fun. It's tedious. It takes time. And if you have a family with a bunch of kids, I can only imagine how much clothing you're going through every week. Just for myself, I have enough, and I'm just me, right? So one of the things that I did was I started calling it, instead of just saying I'm doing the laundry, I would say I'm caring for my clothing. I'm making them look and smell beautiful. And it was just a little thing in my brain that kind of would trigger it so that I didn't feel so like, oh, dreadful. I got to do this dreadful work. It's really a pain in the neck. Nobody wants to spend their time doing it. Now, I don't happen to have the laundry facilities in my apartment. I have to go to a facility that we have in the complex, where I didn't want to spend an extra $100 a month for the washer and dryer, because I felt like I don't do $100 worth of laundry every month. So why am I going to spend it? Yes, it would be nice to have the home, but my laundry is next to the pool area. So I would just go put the stuff in, get a workout in the pool, because I work out in the pool, go back, put it in the dryer and do another workout. Or I would go for a walk, because we have a nice walking trail here to walk on. But using different scents in your laundry can really also make a difference. I'm going to list in the show notes some of my favorite items. So I hope you go out there and check it out. And if you have any children in your home, please teach them while they're young how to do laundry, because you know what? When they go off to college or they go out and they get their first apartment, they know how to take care of stuff. And think about the help you'll be helping them when they meet their significant others, if they're able to take care of themselves and know how to do these things, right? So that the girl's like, oh God, you don't know how to do laundry, you know, so that you can have them really be standing on their own 2 feet. But did you know there was a focus group done that showed that most people use the same detergent as their parents used? So I think when I first started out, I was using the same stuff, but then I was like, oh, I want this scent and I want that scent. And I really love using things with like lavender in them. Um, so anything that really smells pretty and that lasts, because sometimes you put stuff in there, and I'm a big fan of putting a softener like Downy in there, because I find that if you don't put those softeners in with your towels, for instance, the towels come out like really rough, and I'm just super sensitive. I got sensitive skin, so I like to have things that are kind of soft, the cashmere, and I love things that feel soft. And so if you're like that, you may want to think about adding some detergent softener to your towels, to your linens, and things like that. Another thing that I'm thinking that you can do is, if you wanted to really get yourself energized, I mean, spring is here, you're right. So you might as well start doing some of this, but doing a little closet clearing, it can never hurt, right? And there's nothing like getting rid of clutter. It can help build up your feeling of a success, because when you do a chore, and even if it's just dusting the house, right, you finish it, you look around, you're like, oh, it looks beautiful, it smells good, it's inviting, right? You want to have people over because it looks so pretty, and you want to have show it up to your friends and family, right? So again, if you have children, let them help you. Teach them how to clean. I remember hiring my niece. She wanted to get these sneakers, but they were like $120. And I said, sure, I'll help you get them. Come to my house next Saturday, spend some time with me, doing some chores around the apartment, and I'll give you some money. And when I saw her cleaning like the tiles and stuff in the bathroom, first of all, she was using cold water. I was like, no, we don't clean with cold water. We clean with hot water. But she didn't really know how to do it. And she wasn't that young at that point. And I'm thinking, didn't your mom teach you how to clean? Or is your mom doing all the work for you and you don't know how to clean? I remember as a 5-year-old girl, my sister, who was like 14 years older than me, she had just had a baby, and I would go stay at her house on the weekends and stuff like that. And so she taught me how to do laundry. She taught me how to iron. She taught me how to cook. She taught me how to do a lot of different things in the household arena. And it was just, I'm glad she did, because when I moved out on my own, I knew how to clean house. I knew how to take care of stuff. And there's nothing worse than feeling like you don't know how to do these things, right? Because they're really not that difficult. It's just a matter of knowing certain little tips, tricks, and innuendos about them, right? So another thing I like to carry with me in my purse every day is a little Tide pen, which is great if you like are eating lunch and all of a sudden, something spills on you, or if you have breakfast and the coffee, you're driving to work and then you stop short and the coffee is spilling on you. Those Tide pens are going to save your clothes and go a long way, because you just blot it and dot it on the area and let it dry, and then it's just like the stain gets bye-bye. So it's a beautiful thing, and they're not that expensive either. But think about doing a quick closet clearing, as I was saying, so that you can just get rid of the clutter, because it's so freeing when you got rid of clutter. I know when I'm around a lot of clutter, I start to feel very tense, and I feel like life is chaotic and I can't really concentrate and I can't focus on the more important things that I want to do in my life, because I see all this crap around me. So I wind up having to spend a few hours to get a grip on it and, put stuff back where they belong. And something that my sister always taught me when I was learning how to clean, when I say, a place and a space for everything. So finding a home for every little thing really can make the difference from having everything thrown all over the place to really having things, maybe they're just in different containers and they're stacked up on a shelf somewhere. But having it organized and labeled. I love using label makers, label them so that you can say, oh, these are business cards and these are, coasters and these are blah, 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 whatever it might be. Because, usually if you're a collector of things, like I like to collect little vases and stuff like that. So I found a case from IKEA that can just house those little things in there, and I don't have to have them all over the place. And then when I want to use one for a specific time or a holiday or something, I just go in there, choose what I want, and then, kind of rotate them around the apartment so that they're still getting used. And that's something else that's really important. Even though this is about laundry, this is still, I want to talk about some stuff for the home, because our home is our sanctuary. Our home is like the place where you spend that quality time with your friends and your family and your loved ones, right? And maybe you live alone, and maybe you live with 10 people in your house, and maybe you have no privacy whatsoever. And I feel for you. I've been there, and it's a tough thing to do. But if you just go back to the closet clearing, think about some of the things that just no longer serve you as it is today. Just think about some of the things that aren't serving a purpose for you today, as your life is today. Now, you may have suits from years ago when you were in a specific job, but today you are working in a total opposite field and you never wear a skirt, a suit, or anything like that. So take those skirts and suits and donate it to the Dress for Success in your area, or Bottomless Closet, or any organization that's helping women get back on their feet and go back to work, because they need those types of things. That's one of the things I've been volunteering with Dress for Success from New York City and here in Tampa for it's like about 2002 or something to that effect, or 2003. It's been a really long time. And whenever I can give back, I get so happy, because, one of the things I would do is I was a stylist for them, and a personal shopper. So I would help the women suit up and find them the right suits. And that's one of the things I do as an image consultant. I help them find the right styles for their body types, the right colors for their skin tones, the right accessories for their face shapes and things like that. So if you ever need help in that area, you can always DM me, slide into my DMs, let me know that you're interested in something like that, and we can talk further. But what I want to say is that, we usually have closets full of stuff that we don't wear, like, more than 20% of the stuff there, right? So go through the things, try them on the first start, try them on and take them out and try them on, because if they don't fit, then maybe they can be altered. Can they be, maybe they need to be, maybe you lost a lot of weight and they need to be, altered to be a smaller size, or maybe you gained some weight and maybe you got to let something out and make it a little bit larger to fit. or maybe it's a coat. Like I had a client once where she had this wonderful coat, and I was working on her house doing a closet assessment with her, and she just loved this coat and she didn't want to get rid of it. So I said, well, don't get rid of it, just get it altered, you know. So she brought it to somebody and she had it altered, and she was so happy because she was able to wear it again. So think about some of those things, you know. Maybe you just have buttons missing and you need to get the buttons replaced, or maybe a zipper's broken and the zipper needs to be replaced. Bring it to your local tailor shop. They most likely have somebody that comes in. They may not be there when you get there, but they probably have somebody that comes in on the weekends that can help you fix it. And it doesn't cost that much money. Sometimes it can cost a lot of money depending on what it is. So be careful. Maybe you know somebody that does can be a seamstress or who knows how to sew. They can help you on the cheap. I had a friend of mine. She's really good with the sewing machine. I kind of suck at the sewing machine. I like to design, but I'm not really the person constructing everything. So I said, I ripped this blouse. Can you fix it? I really love the blouse. It was a Jennifer Lopez. I got it from Kohl's, but it was really stylish and fun. And I didn't want to get rid of it. And so she fixed the collar for me, and you would never know it. And I was like, wow, you're good. So, and she didn't charge me anything for it. So she did it for me. It was a great favor. And so think about some people that you may know. You may have family members that know how to sew. They may not be doing it, but they still know how to do it. So ask them if they can help you out. And use some like lavender sachets in your drawers, or line your drawers that may have your lingerie and your bras in there. So you could put some, lined paper that have scents. I like the Container Store. I'm going to list again all the things I love in the show notes. And you also have a whole chapter in the book, 151 Secrets to Master This Thing Called Life. If you go to www.151secrets.com, you can pick up a copy there. And it covers all the different aspects of your life. It's basically a life makeover in one book, and it's an audiobook, so you don't have to, sit there reading it. You could be listening to it while you're working out or going for a walk or working, because that's what I do. I listen to a lot of books while I work. So think about some of the quick things you can do just to give yourself a win and to make you feel like you're ready to jump into summer, because you know what, before you know it, it's going to be over and you might as well enjoy the season. So do some of the heavy work now, so that you can have some time for yourself later. All right, if you like this episode, please share it with somebody you think may get some use out of it. And don't forget to join us over at the Facebook group at www.facebook.com/groups/life's necessities and luxuries, or come visit us at the blog at www.lifesnecessitiesandluxuries.com and get some interviews and some different tutorials that I share. And remember to live happily, peacefully, lovingly, successfully, necessarily, and luxuriously. Until the next time, bye for now.